Dejanay Carrington crushes WNBA owners for looking at Unrivaled as a competitor league, while the Unrivaled owners are looking at Project B like their competitor league. So are they out of pocket as well? We got to break this down. She's talking about WNBA players being better than NBA players, keeping this going. Nobody was talking about this. She should have left it alone. But hey, y'all want to go there? We gonna go there. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Let's continue to grind, guys. Let's go. WNBA offseason.
In a shocking statement, a WNBA star asserted that some NBA players might be easily defeated by talented WNBA players in a head-to-head contest. This statement's boldness shocked the sports world right away, sparking a heated discussion that nobody really anticipated and raising important issues like player respect and competitive spirit in both leagues. This was more than simply idle chatter. It was a straightforward challenge, an unvarnished snap that revealed a far deeper current of conviction and discontent seething beneath the surface of women's professional basketball, demanding serious conversation and attention.
Are looking at Project B like their competitor league. So are they out of pocket as well? We got to break this down. She's talking about WNBA players being better than NBA players, keeping this going. Nobody was talking about this. She should have left it alone. But hey, y'all want to go there? We gonna go there. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Let's continue to grind, guys. Let's go. WNBA offseason. We keeping the content rolling for you guys. I'm bringing it to y'all. I'm bringing it. Every day, I'm bringing it over here. Let's take a look at what Dejanay Carrington said.
However, the notable player's startling statement wasn't made in a vacuum. Her contentious remark came up in the midst of a larger, smoldering discussion about player value, perceived snub, and the ongoing struggle for respect in the world of professional basketball. She wasn't just making an outrageous assertion to attract attention. She was directly questioning long-standing conventional beliefs about gender roles and talents in elite professional sports by expressing a strongly held perspective that some of her contemporaries agreed. Her controversial remarks served as a lightning rod, sparking instantaneous and fervent responses from every part of the sports world.
They need to change the whole business model.
So she claims the WNBA needs to change their entire business model. But in the new proposal, they changed a bunch of things. They giving y'all $1 million multi-year contracts, but they're looking to take away giving y'all free cars and free houses and paying for your babies and etc. So it looks like the WNBA are making changes to their business model. But Dejanay Carrington is definitely not feeling this latest CBA, and this just goes to show you that they're nowhere near close. Unfortunately, they signed an entire 40-day extension.
The same WNBA star had already exposed the hard realities of what she called the lack of loyalty within the league prior to this bold comparison. With many elite athletes being traded without even a moment's notice, players, including the league's brightest stars, face persistent and uncomfortable uncertainty, underscoring a genuinely competitive and unpredictable professional climate. This constant change, where an athlete's professional path might change overnight, unavoidably creates a deep sense of instability that many players believe is fundamentally unfair and has a substantial influence on their long-term career planning, financial security, and mental health.
CBA, and this just goes to show you that they're nowhere near close. Unfortunately, they signed an entire 40-day extension, and it seems like they're no closer than they were before. As Breanna Stewart said at the podium at Unrivaled just yesterday, that if Adam Silver could step in and help get this done, then that'd be welcome, because it seems like it's going nowhere right now. So Dejanay Carrington is kind of just confirming that, like, yeah, they not really we're not on the same page.
Model.
Yeah.
You think the Unrivaled League is gonna
I think they definitely lit a fire under them.
As important discussions for a new collective bargaining agreement came to an unpleasant stalemate, this widespread sense of being underappreciated and disposable became even more intense. The most recent proposed reforms threaten to eliminate a number of important long-standing benefits, such as free automobiles, furnished housing, and essential childcare help, even if they purportedly offered more alluring multi-year million-dollar contracts. Despite the promise of higher base salary, players, especially our vocal star, were clearly not enjoying this suggested trade-off and saw it as a major step backward in their entire compensation package and quality of life.
You guys are, you guys have equity in a competitor league. You're saying, how's it a competitor league? Bro, it's all WNBA branded players in there, for one. For two, y'all are in the middle of CBA negotiations, and the people that are at the head of the negotiating table are signed to competitor leagues, and it does not seem like the new CBA is their priority. As Brianna Stewart said, Unrivaled is her priority. So if the WNBA shuts down, it benefits Unrivaled. What don't you understand? I mean, the same reason that Brianna Stewart in the feast.
This mounting anxiety and sense of precariousness was further heightened by a startling number. In a single hectic offseason, an unprecedented 80% of the WNBA league became free agents. Players were hurrying to sign new contracts with possibly better conditions as a clear and deliberate reaction to the CBA's expiration. But it also increased competition and caused a great deal of uncertainty around the league, highlighting how unstable their careers are by nature and the continual need to play well in order to land new, frequently short-term contracts.
You know how many, there was a ton of injuries in Unrivaled last year to the point where they didn't even have enough backup players for games. There was so many injuries in Unrivaled last year, it wasn't even funny. And there's people whose injuries lingered on into the WNBA season from Unrivaled. Come on, man.
It's entertaining.
Or China.
I like
I get to show y'all back.
You watched it?
Hell yeah, I watched a ton of it because I like the three-quarter court.
Okay, now we got to get to this. We got Dejanay Carrington addressing NBA players.
The incidence of abrupt trades wasn't the only factor contributing to the seeming shift away from conventional player loyalty. Players actively looking to join super teams and establish themselves in settings with the best chance of winning championships were driving it more and more. The primary focus shifted significantly from long-term brand loyalty to instant competitive advantage in the chase of hardware due to the high volume of player mobility. This methodical yet unrelenting quest for titles, the conventional feeling of team identity and long-term devotion was further undermined, even if it made perfect sense from a competitive perspective.
Gang, you pandering, bro. You know these girls can't beat y'all, the NBA players. Stop playing games, Lou. Stop playing games. All the NBA players, they couldn't get a bucket versus you or NBA players. We're talking about them getting a bucket on these, like, come on, bro. Stop. Lou Will, you don't got to pander. You, Pat Bev, y'all doing a lot of pandering, man. It's too much pandering, and I respect y'all. Y'all know damn well can none of these girls get with y'all. Y'all know damn well can none of these girls get with these NBA players. Stop playing games. Stop pandering, bro.
Like,
right. Y'all just see women and y'all let that outweigh professional basketball players.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. Nah.
The WNBA leadership, known as the W, openly saw the new, unmatched league as a direct and unwanted adversary, adding a great deal of fuel to this already smoldering fire. Despite its founders' constant insistence that it was intended to cooperate with the established league, this deeply ingrained sense of rivalry led to a deep and troublesome division, which further complicated ongoing CBA negotiations as league officials grew more cautious about their star players actively taking part in or owning significant equity in outside ventures. Players found themselves in a very difficult situation as a result of the stark conflict between basic interests.
Know how to get to that rim, bro.
For real?
No. So if you put Asia Wilson in front of him, she gonna whoop his ass.
I disagree to that because I feel like
I completely disagree with that. Like, Lou Will, you gotta stop, bro. Come on, man.
People that's in the NBA, they was balling like crazy and we averaged like 35 in high school.
Probably 2 or 3 people on the floor that can play in college.
Right.
In the pros, everybody on the floor can hoop.
Right.
So you got to find a role.
You got to find a role.
Yeah, all that, them 30s you was getting in high school.
Yeah, that's not happening.
With that nasty ass hook shot. there can be the group of NBA players. Now, I'm not saying it can be a free-for-all. I think the physicality will be a part of it.
The interview's host specifically questioned how WNBA players could genuinely negotiate a new CBA that would benefit the entire league, while also holding important leadership and equity positions in a league that was seen as a rival to unrival. This line of inquiry blatantly revealed a possible conflict of interest, suggesting that some of the WNBA's best stars, who ought to be putting the league's collective future first, might instead be putting their own interests in competing leagues first. The underlying implication was unnerving. Perhaps individual financial concerns were taking precedence over the long-term viability of the WNBA endeavors, resulting in significant friction. When prominent WNBA player Breanna Stewart publicly stated at a platform that Unrivaled was, in reality, her first goal, the situation significantly worsened. This extremely direct statement highlighted the widening gap between the long-term goals and institutional requirements of the WNBA and the interests of individual players. A fundamental breakdown in trust and a serious existential threat to the WNBA's future expansion and cohesive operation were indicated if one of the league's most powerful players publicly saw an outside venture as more crucial, necessitating quick attention from league offices. The host provocatively proposed a sad but conceivable scenario in which the WNBA may, ironically, reap unparalleled benefits if it were to shut down or face major disruptions. This stern and unpleasant study offered a pretty bleak future, suggesting that new alternative endeavors would unintentionally gain popularity if the traditional league collapsed or weakened. Such a brutally honest viewpoint exposed the competitive nature of professional sports ecosystems and the extraordinarily high stakes involved in these ongoing disputes, putting tremendous pressure on all parties to reach a settlement. Further, adding complexity to an already complex web of competing interests and allegiances. Other well-known WNBA players like Stewart and Kier soon saw Project B as yet another formidable rival when it first appeared on the scene. The professional basketball scene was unavoidably divided by the quick emergence of competing leagues, each fiercely competing for top player skill and spectator attention. It made the already heated and drawn-out CBA discussions even more difficult by adding intricate, multi-layered obstacles that required participants to negotiate a complex maze of conflicting allegiances and possible conflicts of interest. But players, notably the vocal star, vehemently opposed the league's competitive framing, fervently contending that Unrivaled ought to be welcomed as a priceless off-season training place instead. They saw it as an essential means of staying in top physical and basketball shape without having to endure demanding international travel and competition. This viewpoint effectively brought to light players' general need for greater domestic playing opportunities and noticeably improved general circumstances.